You're listening to Passion Fruit Podcast with me, Michael New.
Me, Jesse Maddox.
Am I supposed to sound horny like you two? I'm Alex.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, one of the many jobs you do is you're a radio DJ, so I thought it would be an appropriate opening. Radio
you.
DJ.
Thank you.
Actor. Co-owner of a beef jerky company.
Yep.
Called?
It's called Highlands Jerky.
That's right.
But the company is called Montecore Snacks because we're planning to do other types of snacks in the future.
Okay.
Snacktastic.
Do you have any?
No, not today, unfortunately. I didn't stop by the
Well, that's the
factory.
podcast.
Hi, I'm Michael New. I'm an actor, producer, writer, and I got a background in engineering.
Hey, I'm Jesse Maddox. I'm an editor, musician, and owner of the best studio in Bangkok.
This is a show about people who are passionate about the fruits of their labor.
Welcome to Passion Fruit.
What's your passion?
My passion is... Well, there's a lot of things. I like technology. I like movies.
All right.
That is a lot of things.
That's a shortened version.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. You went from technology was the first answer. Is it, if you look back on that answer now, is that probably still number one on the list?
Yeah, because I'm interested in like gadgets and toys and new innovations, technological updates, some science, quantum physics, or just even like small non-scientific gadgets like tools, tactical tools, like what I'm having on my wrist. Something like that.
Oh, what is that?
Can you explain this?
It's I have on my wrist a Leatherman bracelet. It basically opens up into a bottle opener, a cutter, SIM card tray opener, screwdriver, bolts and nuts and everything.
Very cool. Wow, that's amazing. It's almost like tank tracks.
Yeah, it kind of has that tactical.
So do you
look to
have?
it, so.
Obviously, you must have been interested in the latest news about Google and the quantum computer.
Well, I've been following like the Chinese ones, but I don't know how far they've gone because I think quantum computing is a very good way to go forward, but I don't see it happening in any time soon yet.
So you know more than me because I thought I'm going to sound like an idiot, but I thought that it happened. I thought that was the news.
They did experiment with quantum computing, but there are limitations because we've been focusing on like processors, microprocessors for so long, we've neglected like other technologies. So now they've started working on quantum computing. I think the last time I read about it was they were able to do small calculations, but in time they can do like a set of computations, larger computations later in the future. You know, just so like when people were trying to develop microchips back in the day, or not even microchips, like huge ass computers at NASA were like the entire length of a room just to compute a few codes that your mobile phone today can do.
That's right.
Same stuff.
Interesting.
I mean, you've been keeping up to date, obviously, on a lot of the goings-on in the tech world. Mm-hmm. What are some interesting gadgets that you came across in the last couple of months?
Gadgets?
Yeah.
I mean, like toys or like
toys,
text?
sure.
I mean, it just depends who you are, dude.
Depends on what kind of toys you want to talk about.
How much do you love technology?
I love technology.
Beep, boop, boop, boop. Anyways, yeah.
Language, R2D2.
Sorry, yeah.
Language.
Yeah, I'll call it, just blur out that one.
All right. I would say I love going to like crowdsourcing websites just to check out what's the latest innovations for like consumer technology. Oh, there's some interesting stuff out there. I can't name a lot of them.
Well, the reason I ask, we had Al Caudullo on the show recently. He's a huge tech guy. I don't know if you know him, but he's a huge advocate of 3D and 360 and 180 technology.
Cool.
And a lot of the gadgets he was talking about were virtual reality. Is that something you've tried?
I haven't tried, but I've had some interest in them. For a period of time, I think a year or two ago, I was really interested in Microsoft's HoloLens. It's like a new take on virtual reality, but it's not virtual. It's a layer of reality put over our reality so that you don't lose track of...
I think I know what you're talking about. I mean, it's kind of like is that... would you say holo technology?
Yeah, HoloLens. Basically, it's AR, augmented reality.
That's right, augmented reality.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. So they do that in both gaming, but also in real world environmental training and all kinds of interesting things. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. You know, you'd be walking with a dinosaur next to you.
So for those of you who are listening and have no clue what AR is, it's basically if you look at like fighter jet movies or games, Ace Combat, stuff like that, you have this heads-up display, right?
HUD.
The HUD. That's pretty much what it is. That's the AR. That's like an early AR.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, like, what was the earlier gaming that I did? Like Half-Life, you know, that was when I first got introduced to the HUD, I think, you know, with you got your vision, but then you got your health and your
For me, it was probably,
what was the early?
Halo was one of the early ones.
HUD.
What did GoldenEye use?
GoldenEye.
To be honest, that was a form of a HUD.
Right?
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't. They didn't really just explain it like you have this mechanical system, but you had your ammo, your health.
Yeah.
And maybe like, you know.
Or if you haven't been really keeping track of tech and you've just been watching Marvel movies, a HUD is basically what Iron Man sees.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of Elon Musk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching some of the latest videos about him.
He's cool.
About how that latest ship, I can't remember what it's called, but
the Big Falcon ship?
Something like that. 'Cause they were talking about how instead of having 3 fins, as you will, it was only going to have 2, and it turns out that they're not even for being aerodynamic. It has something more to do about like, you know, control of spin or something like that. Yeah. But I've been, thanks to YouTube's recommendational settings that they've been doing, I'm now an Elon Musk fan apparently, and I like a slave, I just watch what they tell me.
Well, speaking of Elon Musk, he went to the cave.
He did go
last year. To try and help out.
That's right.
And
fun segue. We're both in the cave movie together.
Yes, we are.
I just saw the trailer release. Yeah.
Oh, what'd you think?
About like 7 of my friends. It was just kind of trippy. I'm just watching this. I'm like, I know everybody in this movie. It's like, cool. No, it actually looked really good. I like how it has this. It has a legitimately kind of. On one hand, it has a Hollywoody feeling about it, but at the same time, it doesn't give you this goosebumpy. Oh God, this is going to be a Hollywood film.
Yeah.
It has a little bit more of a. It seems legit, and I don't know. I used to work on trailers back in the day, and in Hollywood at Trailer Park, and I know more than anyone that you can make a turd look great. I'm not saying this movie's gonna be a turd, but trailers don't mean shit to me. They don't say damn. But I know we all know Tom. He's a great director and a great writer, and I know you guys are involved, so it's probably gonna be pretty good. But what do you guys think as people who are actually involved? What was your outlook on it after being a part of the project?
Seeing the script and how it was shot, it seemed to me it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It would be a very interesting watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would assume so. And I mean, obviously the story is...
I didn't get the full script, and I was only on set for 2 days, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But it was very interesting, some of the ways they set up the shots and some of the locations we were at. I mean, I don't actually know what I'm allowed to talk about.
Isn't it out? I mean, it's not out yet.
I don't think it's out yet. No,
but it's the trailer's out.
The trailer's
out.
Okay, so the trailer's out. And you can see me in the trailer talking about water drainage. Right. So
and you can see me
I can talk about
just lying down in the trailer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was your role in the film?
I can't talk about that now.
Okay.
So, lying down man.
Lying down man.
Lying down man and someone
you killed it.
And someone who talks about water drainage.
Right. It sounds like a fucking captivating film.
And together they solve crime.
Solve crime.
Between his laying down and his drainage conversation.
His drainage
Now the real question is, who would be Batman and who would be Robin?
Between me and you? Ooh.
Well, Batman doesn't take anything lying down, right?
No.
So, you know.
That's
but then again,
true.
Unless it's with Catwoman and Poison Ivy
and then there's lots of
Batwoman
drainage,
and
if you know what I mean.
Batgirl.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What else? What other projects have you worked on recently that you cannot talk about?
Recently, I can talk about. I did a Chinese series called Plop Youth. I think that's the
Plop Youth.
the name.
That's an interesting name.
Yeah.
Be taken many ways.
Yeah, it's about like a bunch of kids doing diving, but I'm not the main character. I'm just doing support role, and then there's like Thai series called Leban Pagan. It's about this sort of curse that has been spread out through time and different timelines.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, speaking of Thai series, you're working on a project with one of our previous guests,
Yes.
David.
David.
Thananan.
I haven't started filming that yet.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Should be very fun.
You are in for a good time.
Should be fun.
David's a great guy.
He's got a strong energy
yeah.
about him. I like David.
I gotta fight David.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
that was a battle for the ages.
So I believe you have to speak French in this series?
Oui.
Oui.
Clearly, he's.
Clearly, I did some research on French language. It's mostly swear words.
Sacre bleu.
Oh, go on then.
Actually,
Give us
French
some.
people,
We'll bleep it out.
French
They never
people
say
don't
that, right?
actually say sacre bleu.
I was told that by another
Yeah.
French friend of mine. He was like, nobody says that. I was like, damn it. We were taught that as kids in
I
America.
know, right?
As far as stereotype goes, I think the closest thing would be omelette au fromage.
Was that cheese omelet?
Yeah, that's from Dexter.
Well, Dexter. No. In Dexter, they say omelette du fromage.
yeah, but the correct way is omelette
Fromage.
fromage,
You got a
not
nice
du.
accent too. Do you speak any French?
Well,
you are from Canada.
I'm Canadian. I was born in Montreal, so
Oh my god.
yeah. So
Sorry.
I can fake it.
You
if I have
can
to.
fake it. Do you fake it often?
Non, mais je ne parle pas très bien. En plus petit peu.
Yeah. What gadgets do you use?
Ooh, gadgets. Well,
Inspector Gadget.
I'm not much of a gadget guy.
Yeah. You like it all natural.
Although,
Natural.
I will say, this was something I talked with Al as well.
Okay.
Al and a couple of my other friends all recommended that if I was going to get a new TV, it had to be 4K. It had to be a smart TV. And, it had to be 55 inches. That was it.
55 inches.
55. Because apparently, they've just become incredibly affordable.
That's right. TVs
Very,
are cheap.
very recently. I mean,
Yeah.
not so long ago. If you were going to get
They're like
anything larger than
15,000 baht.
right, if you're going to get anything larger than, say, like
9 inches?
a 35-inch TV, you're expecting to pay like
Well, are we even-
40,000 baht or something ridiculous.
We say TV. Is that even the right nomenclature anymore? I mean, it probably is, but really?
Well,
is it? I
it
mean,
is interesting because like
television?
I got the TV and yeah, it's awesome. But what's interesting is I didn't attach cable, I didn't attach satellite. Everything is for me now is it's all digital. I've got my YouTube, I've got my Netflix. When Disney comes out, I'm gonna jump on that bandwagon.
Right.
Amazon jumping on that bandwagon too. Apple TV, I'll get all of them.
well, you
Yeah,
can see
everything whenever I want it.
Except happiness. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. JK. LOL.
Just me and my 55 inches.
Yeah, actually, you're right. That's pretty happy. That's nice.
Yeah, but there are still like newer models out there that are insane. They have like insane capabilities, like 8K
Yeah.
Oh my
for like 100,000 baht. But
how do you see the
you definitely you know right away that 100,000 baht will cost 20,000 baht in 5 years' time.
Right.
Right.
Well, I mean, as an editor, just the thought of editing in 8K.
Is a nightmare.
That's-
Yeah, right. I don't have that kind of time.
At first, it sounds like ooh yes, but then you realize it's like oh shit.
My brain
to
can't
render
even fathom.
that stuff takes forever.
I can't imagine much of a quality difference, to be honest. Really? I mean, I don't know. I mean, once you hit 4K, is there between 4 and 8? Are you gonna be like, ooh, the quality is like no. I mean, once
Like
it's sharp
the
enough-
quality is so sharp, it's like
Yeah.
stabbing your eyes.
Yeah, right. Maybe it's too sharp, right?
Yeah.
It's like razor sharp.
I mean, there's that common joke about like, oh, now we're on HD. You can see all the pimples and all the little imperfections on the skin.
Well, that's another thing. Once things
Yeah.
get very digital, sometimes they look worse. They look annoying. Like, it doesn't look
I
real.
recently watched Terminator 2
Yeah.
again.
we did
And
too, just the other
The remaster one.
I don't know if it was remastered or not, but the last time I had watched it was on a VHS. and it looked incredible. And now I watch it, and it's all high def.
clear.
It's too clear, and the special effects don't hold up as well. It's almost like because you were dealing with a format which brought your definition down a bit. You have more suspension of disbelief.
I think you also gotta factor in the fact that the first time you saw it was when you were a child, and you really don't process as much.
That is true. You look back and thought that was the most amazing thing I ever saw.
Yeah.
But I think there's an element of both because there's also this thing about film and stuff, which is an organic, soft look that you don't get with digital. I mean, like there was a long time when I was in between student and now, where if I shot a music video for someone, you'd throw on a grain and maybe even a bit of a VHS effect just so it looked better. You took it down a notch to make it go up a notch in a certain way. Yeah.
Because in truth, imperfections are more beautiful.
That's right. That's why I love you. That's not even a song, but it felt right. So yeah, moving on.
Yeah, moving on. How did you get into acting?
A fluke, I guess.
Can you tell?
Well, I first started doing commercials when I was really, really young, if you call that the start of acting. But I really got into like film and series when back in college I was dating this girl who was taking multimedia and filmmaking courses, and in one of her class she needed actors and actresses, so she called me in. I went in, and the lecturer for that course happens to be one of Thailand's well-known director, and he liked me, so he asked me to be in his films, and I guess that's where it started.
So he saw your performance in her work.
Yeah, he was directing that particular project too,
and then he saw you had a knack for it.
Yeah,
and you
afterwards. I didn't even know. I enjoy it. I enjoy the work, but I didn't know I was.
That wasn't really a goal for you at that point in your life.
It was a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. That's cool when it works out that way, as opposed to like you spend your whole life trying to be an actor and work on it, or you just just happen to be good at it. So sorry, I just made my way in. Whoops. Yeah, so that goes out to all you guys. Don't try, just do it.
Yes, yeah.
Or try.
Just be good at it naturally.
Just be good at it.
It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Losers.
Being in movies and TV for a while now, do you think that's changed the way you watch movies and TV?
Yes and no. Because on first watch, I would just enjoy it. Just enjoy the story, just enjoy whatever the characters are going through. But then on like second or third watch, I would then go into the details on like, what are the effects they used? What are, what movie magic was applied in these scenes? Or the music, or the editing, pacing. That comes later.
Actually, music, it's incredible how much of a difference that makes to a film. If
Yes.
you ever watch a clip of any movie, and I'm sure if you go on YouTube, you can probably
Well,
find
what kind of
some.
movies?
Honestly, any kind of movie, if you just watch a 10-minute clip or whatever without music, it's night and day. And it's funny too, because you can put in your own music and you can put in something uplifting and it changes the mood of all the lines. You put in something action-packed, changes the mood of everything.
When the music comes on, you know there's going to be action or something's going to happen. Like if you see like a pizza man ringing the doorbell, lady opens the door, and then you hear bow, chicka, wow, wow.
You know exactly what's coming up next. Sausage pizza. I think that I don't know. I think I had seen something where someone took like really happy, heartfelt moments and scenes, and they replaced it with like the most depressing music. And
Oh yeah. I think I saw on YouTube that this dude replaced the music on a trailer to Mary Poppins with some horror music, and it was like, whoa, she's creepy as hell,
That's
man.
right. And
it
nothing
totally works.
changed except
Yeah.
the music.
Yeah.
And you're horrified.
Yeah.
It's like she's coming to get your children,
Yeah, that's right. It's amazing. I love it.
flying with a creepy umbrella.
This is the witch. Just Mary Poppins.
Yes. Now, speaking of soundtracks, one thing I really love doing is listening to soundtracks while I'm walking around IKEA or just walking around malls on the streets or driving. They're like the best music to listen to while you're driving.
Absolutely. Yeah, me too. It's funny. I've been actually testing something out. I've been back in the gym after having a hiatus for quite some time, and I haven't touched headphones. I haven't played my music in the past bunch of times that I've gone in there, and it's strange how, in one way, I'll be honest, it's difficult. It's a lot harder for me. I feel like running is harder. Like lifting weights, for some reason, everything is more difficult because I don't have this driving. But like it's amazing how like running on a treadmill for just 10 minutes before I do a little workout is like excruciating and boring and annoying, and I'm looking at the clock. But all I need is just some music, and I'm just like this is
Eye of the Tiger.
That's right. You can do
really.
it. Boom, boom, boom. But without anything, I'm like, it's just me and my thoughts. Me and my thoughts. I'm hot.
Yeah, and then you start thinking about how uncomfortable you are.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible.
So we just need a soundtrack throughout your whole life to really do well.
I remember once going to a party and I had Sexy Back playing on just audible levels on my phone in my pocket, and then I just walk past people and then you'd be like, wait.
Oh yeah, so you're suddenly putting out the
Yeah,
vibes.
it's like what's that thing they do in advertising? Subliminal messaging.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like you have your own stringer.
Yeah, I've got my own theme song wherever I go. Boom, 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 boom.
So acting,
Yeah.
Jerky,
Yes.
these are two forms of for lack of better words, work,
Yeah.
and obviously a source of enjoyment.
And beef.
Well,
Yes.
is Jerky the same thing? Or is that a
No, I'm
different
just
word?
I'm just saying.
You got beef,
Yeah.
and then is there a third? Or-
Yeah, he's a DJ for Met Radio.
Yes. Well, to be precise, I used to DJ for Met 107 Radio, but now I just do the news hour and read the hourly news. So it's kind of the same but different.
Well, I know a little bit about that because I'm also a news anchor over at 88 FM.
Yeah.
So I guess we're competitors on the radio waves.
That's right.
I have a fun little news radio game for you.
Okay.
In fact,
Let's do.
when you're a news anchor, it's important not to break focus. You always have to be serious, and you always have to deliver things and not break down, no matter how ridiculous the story is or how many
This should be fun.
typos might be in it. I have a little article here for you to
Okay.
read, and you've got to do your best radio voice,
Okay.
no laughing.
Serious.
That's right.
It's about 4 hours long.
All right. Emphasizing his desire to take the appearance seriously, Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott reportedly prepared for a role in an upcoming commercial for Campbell's Chunky Soup by gaining 80 pounds and moving back in with his parents. Quote, "It was important to me to be able to come across as a real Chunky Soup consumer," unquote, said the filthy, unshaved Prescott, adding that he wanted to do everything he could do to get into the mind of a person who would sit in a half-lit kitchen in the middle of the night as their father made them lukewarm soup out of a can. "I've been sleeping less and not drinking water, and I'm waiting to hear back about an application I put in for a part-time job at Best Buy. I just like to give 100% in any job I do. This ad is a great opportunity, and I don't want to mess it up and look phony by being in shape or happy." At press time, Prescott had completed his character study by starting a long-distance relationship with a woman he met on an anime subreddit. How'd I do?
That was Alex Thananan with Radio Passion Fruit.
Next up.
Next up, my challenge to you, read the same thing, but porno tune.
But what?
Pornos.
Oh,
Porno.
like a porno
Porno style.
Porno style. The same
Yeah.
one or
the
another
same one.
Same
Exact
exact one.
same one.
All right, here we go.
And I'll edit in the music.
Oh, with music. I got backup. Dallas, emphasizing his desire to take the appearance seriously. Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott reportedly prepared for a role in an upcoming commercial for Campbell's Chunky Soup by gaining 80 pounds and moving back in with his parents. And he quotes, "It was important for me to be able to come across as a real Chunky Soup consumer," said the filthy, unshaved Prescott.
Oh, wow.
Nicely
That
done.
was
Nicely done.
disgusting.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like it. But as opposed to the Paul Spurrier podcast, it took us, what, like 35 minutes to get to something disgusting?
No, I think we had a sex
Oh, we
reference
did,
earlier.
we
We did.
did.
Yes.
We did.
This was just explicit.
This was just
At
very
this point.
explicit.
Once we got to that's when we crossed the line. And I like
But
it.
you know, audio is a very interesting format, and
Yeah.
working on radio, you hear a lot of people say, radio's dying out. What do you think?
I think radio won't die out. It's just the way that we deliver audio will be different. It might not be broadcast on in 10, 20 years, it might not be radio, but it
FM.
could be in the form of broadcast, digital broadcast,
They have XM
or podcasts.
or whatever, and
Yeah.
satellite and
Yeah.
digital. I mean, yeah, I think there's an element that people sometimes they just don't want to look at something. They just
Yeah.
want to hear something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes audio formats are super interesting. Do you know ASMR?
Yes. The girlfriend experience.
Well, not necessarily. You could have all kinds of different experiences in ASMR. It's for those people who don't know what it is. Basically, it's sounds that make you tingle or get you weirdly excited. It's the opposite of nails on a chalkboard. Yeah. So I thought maybe another fun thing all three of us could do
Okay.
was just to give the ultimate, maybe 1 minute ASMR experience. You're listening to Passion Fruit podcast with Jesse and Alex. Today we'll be trying out all kinds of different ASMR techniques. Oh yeah, you'll like that.
Can we now edit that into a song? We'll remix it, flip it.
Yeah, you know,
If we get when we popular,
if
someone will
only
do that.
one of us was a musician who also edits. Oh no.
Looks like I got another job to do.
But seriously though, if you actually manage to do that,
I can make a
that
quick
would
one.
be
That'll be fun.
We'll do a little 1 minute one, no problem.
Well, let's just dance to whatever we think it's gonna be. Ready?
Okay.
Guys, we actually have real music to dance to in the background. Yeah. Dude, that was sick. I'm really glad we just got to do that. That's one of the most creative episodes so far that we
Cool.
haven't seen yet.
Indeed.
Sweet ass.
So beef.
Beef.
How'd you get into the jerky business?
Because as you know, I read the news at Met 107, and one of my co-anchor, Crit Tone, he came up with a few beef jerky recipes, and then he formed this company with a couple of friends. And then I helped him out, and he asked me to if I wanted to invest in his company, so I did. I saw potential, and just went for it.
How long has that been going for?
The company has been around for 5 years, I think. 5, 6 years.
That's a good benchmark.
Yeah, you can find it in most major supermarkets.
Yes,
Actually,
you can find your healthy, beefy Highlands beef jerky at Top Supermarket, Gourmet Market, Foodland, Villa Market,
Wow.
Fuji UFM, and several golf courses and fitness gyms.
Basically everywhere.
So what's next for Montecore? Or can you not talk about it?
Next for Montecore, some other snack that I cannot discuss yet because we have no idea yet.
Oh,
We're just
I was gonna ask.
Not about
We're-
confidentiality.
it's not about
try and,
confidentiality. We just have no clue.
Try and narrow it down. Is it
We're just R&Ding.
is that beef?
Squid, you know.
Well, we're trying to do something that's not beef.
Squid jerky. Actually, I think they have that.
Crab jerky.
Buffalo jerky.
Human jerky.
Buffalo jerky. Human jerky. That's
Actually,
Pornhub stuff.
here's a very interesting conversation I had on the set of The Cave. One of the actual rescue divers, I shall not name for his own sake. I was on set and during break, and this guy came up to me and we talked about beef jerky. Right, because I brought some to the set for the guys to eat because on that day we had to do a lot of diving scenes and it will take a lot out of them in terms of fatigue. So I brought beef jerky to give them a little bit of pick me up. And so he started talking about beef jerky and said, "Oh, I have an idea for you. Beef jerky, but dog jerky. And I was like, oh yeah. Thais have a lot of dog jerky already. They always confuse my beef jerky as like dog snacks. And then he's like looking me straight in the eye, going, no, dog jerky.
Like
I can get you dog meat. I'm like, maybe not.
That's a hard pass. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. I do have a friend that tried dog once and he appreciated it, and he's no longer my friend.
I'm not sure I ever want to eat lassi.
I'm okay with that.
I do all these travel shows, and generally, whatever they put in front of me, I'm gonna eat it. But there's a few things I would draw the line at.
Do you draw the line at dog?
I would draw the line at dog.
Good man.
I grew up with a dog.
Dude, it's called man's best friend.
Literally man's best friend. I can't do that.
Even when they're kind of dicks, they're still kind of like friendly.
Yeah. So. But just out of grossness, what are some things that you would not eat?
Food, right?
Yes.
That's a good start, yeah.
I don't know. I already don't eat like guts, liver, and
okay.
except liver pate, but I try not to eat too much.
What about bugs? How do we feel about
I
that?
have eaten bugs. If you go on YouTube and you search news obs and bugs, you will see me on the thumbnail eating a bug, like a huge.
We can do you one better. Link in the description.
Yas.
Boom. Yeah, no, I've actually tried. I have no problem with those. I think that bugs are great, and most of them are crunchy and tasty and salty. The only one that I ever hated, and I mean hated, was the big black scorpion. To me, it tastes like shit.
I wonder if
To me, it tastes like crispy chicken.
Wow,
chicken.
I didn't. Maybe granted, we could have had 2 different types of scorpion.
Well, I think the scorpion you had was probably the same scorpion I had, which is Khaosan scorpion.
Well, I mean, it was in a place. A different country that was similar. It was,
okay.
But it was like Cambodia, but it was in like a Khaosan
It was
area.
in a touristy area.
And to me, it was like gross, licoricey dirt, like filth. I don't know.
So it's more about the fact that you're eating a scorpion rather than them trying to flavor it well. I think there's not many bugs that don't taste good if you deep fry them with garlic and pepper.
That's right. This just looked like just a black furry black. It was almost furry, you know.
And it's interesting that there's such a negative attitude around bugs, and I.
Just watch the Lion
Even
thing.
for me, like, you know, I grew up in Canada.
It's known to be a superfood.
Gross. But it's full of protein. It's one of the most efficient ways of converting basically consumable protein out of plant-based material out there. Certainly way more efficient than any large livestock.
Yep.
But I think more than anything, it's not that they taste bad. It's the mentality around it.
Yeah.
And specifically... Yeah, like America, North America, parts of Europe as well. But
I just find that strange because even though I eat meats and I can eat bugs, I find eating meat more repulsive than eating bugs for some strange reason. Maybe because I can imagine ripping the flesh off of a living, walking thing with eyes and a heart and a fat. Whereas a bug, I'm like, that thing doesn't matter to me at all.
Yeah, but if you go at it with a microscope, as you crunch down on the bug, you see its eyes popping out and like the guts juices flowing into your mouth.
It's great.
Such a delightful episode of
Visuals.
Passion Fruit.
Right, we got squishing and jerking up and bugs and dogs and all kinds of fun stuff.
And for those of you who want to actually try eating bugs, you can have a look at my video. Check out in the link. One of the bugs, I don't remember which one, actually tastes like chocolate.
Really?
Ooh.
Yes.
Wow.
I might have to try that one.
Yeah.
Now, was it flavored or did it just naturally taste like chocolate?
It was flavored. I bought it at a train night market in Ratchada.
Okay.
And we tried everything on the table, and we ranked which one tasted good, which one tasted bad,
Right.
and
because they have chocolate dipped bugs somewhere.
That actually sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, that's it.
Actually, I think
Montecore snacks,
found it.
chocolate dipped
We
cockroach.
found it. We found it. And you're welcome. I'll take
you
it.
are. Yeah. I tell you what. No, if you really did that, I would buy it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Straight
okay.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one area of the market that seems like it hasn't really been cornered. Is just, packaged bugs.
Packaged bugs.
Really? Because I only ever see it in street food stalls.
There is a packaged bug sold in, I think, 7-Eleven in the provinces.
Really?
I've
Oh,
seen
just
it. I've
not-
seen
not
it.
in the
Worms.
That's right. The little kind of inchwormy type of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
silkworms, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
They're like they're little.
Yeah,
they're not long and gross.
Yeah, but a little
They're
bit
like
of chili,
gummy
a little bit of salt, a little bit of lime.
Yeah, I think it
They're
was called
pretty good.
Haiso or something, some ridiculous name.
It's making me hungry again. I'm ready.
Pizza.
Bugs on pizza. Not a bad idea either.
Once again, and I got no problem with that. I would eat that.
Again, I'm sure in backcountry they might be doing that already. By accident, even. Just here's your pizza with accidentally.
I mean, that's like that one story, which I mean, it turned out to be fake. It started as a rumor, like everybody eats 8 spiders while they're sleeping each year.
Yeah.
Totally fake. They literally started that just to see how much it would spread.
Yeah.
But I wonder how many spiders we eat that have just been mixed in with our everyday food.
Not just spiders.
Probably a lot.
Well, spiders and like
Half a cockroach.
Yeah.
Probably,
Lizard's tail.
See, that's something that's on my list. I would not eat a cockroach.
I had this experience when I was in Mae Hong Son, right? Camping, trekking with my friends. And
That's
then
northwest of Thailand, the northwest.
Yeah, I would say it's north.
The
because
northernmost
it is in the
part. Yeah.
in Mae Hong Son, there's this little small town, artsy town called Bai, right? You'd love it. And they have this nice little bakery. They make cake and pastry and stuff. So after a day of trekking, we stopped by the city to like just chillax, ordered some cake and hot cocoa. And then my friend was like, now this is how you make hot cocoa. And then he was going on about how it needs to have this much bitterness and just a slight tinge of sweetness. And then he passed the cup around for everyone to taste. And I'm the last person to taste it. And then like, this tastes quite okay. But like there's like a slight sour taste to it, which I did not like. So I handed the cup back to him. And then he finished it. And there was a cockroach at the bottom.
Ooh! Is this on purpose or no, just totally just accidental?
Accidental.
I thought maybe it's...
And so
Maybe he's onto something.
And so we called the staff to tell them about the cockroach at the bottom of the cup, and they were like, "Oh, we're terribly sorry. We'll get you another cup." And we're like, no, I'd rather not. I don't trust your cup.
One was more than enough.
I mean, it's better than them telling you they'll give you a free refill.
Yeah,
Keep that cup.
Yeah.
I don't trust your kitchen no more.
Well, yeah, let's not try any cockroach coffee anytime soon or cocoa.
Speaking of cocoa, though,
Yep.
Cocoa.
a much more delectable way of enjoying your cocoa is something I found out fairly recently. One of my friends, she's half French, and I was at her place and she made us all some cocoa, and she had some buttered toast and she cut it into strips and you dip your buttered toast in the cocoa, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Sure, let's try it. And it turns out phenomenal. It's so good because that saltiness brings out the sweetness and that little bitter hint of cocoa. It's so nice. If you've never tried it, buttered toast in your hot chocolate. It's so good.
Buttered toast in your hot chocolate. I mean, I'm a Dunkin' type of guy. I like Dunkin' things. So
It's stupidly good. Yeah.
I like, my weird thing that I was always laughed at for by my ex-girlfriend. She would always, because I did this a lot, was Lay's potato chips. Wait for it, and water. Cold water.
What?
I know. Isn't that the strangest thing? And I guess the reason that I liked it so much, freezing cold, iced water, and original...
Soggy chips?
Well, they're not soggy because you put the chip in your mouth, you start chewing, and then you take a gulp of cold water. And I guess why I liked it was because these Lay's original chips, they're very, very salty, right?
Yeah.
Sodium filled. And water, obviously, is going to cleanse it. So, like, these salty chips that are almost too salty, and then when I swashed down this cold water, it was, like, just the right amount. I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Try it. Give it a shot. Don't knock it. And let me know how you think. Send in a message. Comment below.
I have a friend who puts a bit of vinegar on their chips. A little bit of vinegar,
They do
a
have
little
that
bit of
salt
pepper.
and vinegar as well.
They do. Well,
He just likes that one dab.
Just a little
He's
dab.
a dab it.
But how I like my plain chips is with Greek yogurt. Dip it in the yogurt.
See, that makes a little bit more sense. That seems like a dippable thing.
I've got a better one. Normally, I use French fries, but can do with salty chips too. Dip them in sundae chocolate.
Now,
They actually have chips dipped in chocolate. I think
No, this is Sunday
Yeah,
ice
What is?
cream
Oh,
chocolate.
you mean you do?
like
the
Yeah,
Sunday-
like the McDonald's
chocolate,
Sunday
but like the
chocolate,
full-
the ice cream.
Oh.
Dip it in ice cream.
Damn.
Try it.
Well, it makes
you will
sense 'cause
love
you-
it.
It's the
You
same.
probably learned that by using McDonald's fries in a McDonald's Sunday.
You got like you got the right amount of saltiness and sweetness
You
and
savages.
the crunchy.
It sounds not bad.
And yet,
It's
it's the
actually
same
very
principle that I was talking about with the hot cocoa.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
The
exactly.
saltiness and the sweetness. I have a term. I don't know if I've coined it, but I have referenced it in some of my shows. The umami cycle.
Umami
The
cycle.
umami cycle. When you have something salty, it makes you want to have something sweet, and which makes you want to have something salty. And so when you have something that's salty and sweet, you can just eat it indefinitely.
Umami cycle.
That's right.
Umami cycle.
Copyright Michael Neal.
The program has turned into a cooking show now.
I know. Well, I found our real passion.
Yeah.
It's eating,
Food.
mixing
We like
food with
eating.
other
Eating and
food.
mixing food.
I swear, anyone watching this is
Indeed.
like literally just shoving food in their mouth as they watch this right now.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
I've got another weird recipe for you guys.
Let's hear it.
Toast, peanut butter, and white chocolate paste.
Oh well, that just
That's
sounds awesome.
yeah.
That
That's
just sounds awesome.
Reese's white chocolate peanut butter.
Really?
With bread.
Really? Well,
That's what I.
Toast
like,
and peanut butter is already one of my favorites.
Yeah, toast and peanut butter is a
No.
staple, but
Ah.
peanut butter and chocolate. That's Reese's.
No, white chocolate is not chocolate.
You know,
it
my-
has
my
to be
okay.
white chocolate
It's still
because
got that.
white chocolate cancel out that richness of the peanut butter.
Okay.
And so it goes in your mouth and it melts.
Yeah, we keep forgetting the specificity. 'cause
Yeah.
Earlier it was
That's
Sunday
true.
chocolate.
Okay.
Now we're talking white chocolate.
Well, there's a
White
Sunday
chocolate.
ice cream.
Uh-huh.
That was the difference. He's literally dipping it in the ice cream.
So not
with
just
the
Sunday
Sunday
chocolate,
chips.
it was
right.
Sunday ice cream. And
Yeah, because I've had
Yes.
chips dipped in chocolate and they're
Right,
really good.
right.
But I've never had chips with ice cream.
Wait, but you're
Like-
saying chips is in French fries, right?
no, like
Chips.
Well, I guess either or, but I think
Just
I think
anything
we're talking
salty.
about-
Then
Just
in
dip it
England,
in.
chips are French fries.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I think both goes because they're
Yeah,
both salty.
They're both of the same, cut from the same cloth. If you
Yeah.
Wow, I'm glad we could just totally divert it to make an audience start.
got a little sidetracked.
What was your question again?
Something about
What's your
one
passion?
of the foods that you wouldn't eat, and then we got derailed real quick.
What's our time frame here?
What is our time?
We're looking at a solid 45.
Let's keep going for a little bit, and then
Okay.
we'll wrap up.
Yeah.
We'll wait till
Okay.
Jesse sits back down.
Put this-
Oh, there we go.
this back a bit.
Okay.
Took a little swag. As I put together my next question.
Yeah.
Yes. Have you worked on both Thai and foreign productions, and how would you say they differ?
I've worked on Thai productions and Chinese productions. They differ because they work very differently.
How so?
Thais are more laid back. And the Chinese crew I've worked with, they're very cutthroat. I'm assuming is because they have a lot of talent in China. So I've heard from the crew because I went in. My scene was shot like halfway through the series already. So I went in quite late, and the crew told me that they've swapped 3 directors already because the previous ones got fired.
Oh, so when you're talking about talent, you don't mean like
Talent. You mean like
talent, not talented.
lots of actors,
Yeah.
lots of directors, lots of...
Yeah.
Big
And so,
distinction.
So they have a choice of like, if you don't do well, you're gone. Next one in. And on the day that I shot, on the first day that I went in to shoot, they actually fired one of the AD, I think.
That sense of competition is
Yeah.
something you lose a bit as you get further in your career because you get offered more roles than you have to audition for. Do you feel like it's beneficial to audition because it pushes you a little bit harder? Do you feel a sense of complacency sometimes?
No. I feel like it shouldn't be that sort of competition. It should be a competition with yourself to improve your own skills, to improve what you can do, not to prove yourself better than other people. Because in terms of casting and audition, they're not picking who's better. They're just picking who fits the role better, who looks the role better.
It's interesting you say that because for me, it's more out of a sense of fear that I push and that I work hard because I'm like, I don't think I've got a ton of natural raw talent, or at least enough to just carry me through a film, and so I worry about that constantly, and I spend all the time I can in prep work. So I'm like, okay, I've analyzed every single thing in detail, so at least I've done the most that I possibly can. And if I still screw up now, well, yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, you've done your best to avoid it.
Yeah, but I do. The reason I ask this is because I sometimes feel that I wonder if I don't push myself as hard now that I don't audition for stuff as much. Because, I mean, yeah, when you every single job, when you have to compete against 100, 200 other people, yeah, you always feel like, oh, I got to be on my A game. I always got to, like, you know.
Yeah, for me, it's always, you always got to be on your A game because it's your job. You can't screw it up. So, for me, it's different.
Yes, when you're naturally talented. That's
Back to the original.
No.
Again, it's not all this easy for everyone. Just him. You know, he's just killing it. Killing it softly. Killing it naturally. Is there anything that you're up to these days that you feel like maybe you're pushing to the people to promoting?
Yeah, lately I've been helping my friend produce this YouTube program where we take 2-3 girls traveling. No. It's for YouTube. YouTube, man. YouTube.
Not your porn. I got it.
Similar, but no. So we take 2-3 girls, 4 girls out in the province or to another country traveling, right? And we focus on world issues like global warming, how can we reduce plastic use, or depression, suicidal tendencies, women's rights, human rights, all that stuff.
That's great. Do we have a name? What is the name of that?
We haven't coined the name just quite yet. Right now we're
tackling the more important
it's
issues.
spitball time, ladies and gentlemen. This just turned into a writer's meeting.
Right now we've decided to call it Soul Diary because my friend liked that name.
I like that name.
She came up with it, but she's not 100% sure with it, so she might change it later.
All right.
So what's the main focus of the show, if you had to tie it up?
Main focus of the show is basically based on the idea that when we travel, most of the time we just think about, we want to go to from point A to point B. We don't really think about we are actually trying to escape something, or we're trying to find something in these trips. For example, in escapism, it's basically if you're in Bangkok, there's a lot of pollution, there's a lot of traffic, you might be having some tough time at work, or you might be having some tough time with the family, you just want a release, you just want to be free. So you travel, you get away from all these worries. That's the escapism way. And the other one is when you're trying to find something. You're going out because you want to talk to the locals of this area, or you want to find an object, or you've seen a picture of dugong swimming in the water. You want to go there to see them and experience that. Yeah.
Just gonna throw this out there. This is our opportunity to name his show, Jesse. So. Point A to point free.
Cool. That sounds cool.
All right. I like it.
Just saying.
We'll keep it for
Keep
consideration.
that in the locker.
Keep it in the locker. I know what that means.
Back burner, all right?
Yeah, back burner.
I know what that means. Sweet. That sounds awesome. Well, I'm sure if there's any more information about that, we can share it as well.
Yeah, all that
good stuff.
right in the description. Thank you so much for coming out and fooling around with
Had
us.
some fun.
Cool, man.
Cool.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Passion Fruit Project. We out.